Hi kids, it's Liz here and we're going to be doing kids story time today. I'm so glad you could join me as we're going to have some fun this morning on our school holidays. Today we're going to read a book, but first I want to introduce you to one of my friends. This is Arthur, because in my house we like giant animals. And Arthur is our security dog, and he has a voice, and he plays lots of games with us, and he is very much a part of our family. So welcome, Arthur. Thanks, Liz. And I want to introduce someone else to you. Did you have a peek? Who's this? We've got Donald, because Donald is very much part of our family too, and he wants to read a story with us today. Donald is a honey bear and he wears a tie. I'm not sure why he wears a tie. Kerry, why does he wear a tie? Kerry doesn't know why he wears a tie, but it's a bit of fun. So he wears one of his daddy's ties. So we're going to put Donald here and Arthur here for story time today. Here we go. All right, before we start our story, we're going to play a little game. Who likes games? So first, we are going to go play a game called Show Me Your. So I'm going to say, show me your something, and you have to go run and get your favourite whatever I say and bring it back. And then what I want you to do is get your mum or your dad to take a photo of your favourite thing, and you can post it right in the comments so we can all see each other's favourite thing. All right, are you ready? All right, Kerry, can you come and help me with this game?
Sure, I can help you with this game.
Awesome. So, show me your favourite book. Go get it. Go get your favourite book. What's your favourite book, Donald? I quite like the one you're holding. All right, we're going to count down from 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. I hope you've got your books. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I've got my favourite book.
Awesome.
This is my favourite book.
What's your favourite?
This is my favourite book.
Ooh, we've got Winnie. It's a story about horses.
What's your favourite book, Mummy?
My favourite book is Basil the Branch. And that's the story we're going to be reading today. Basil the Branch is by Andrew McDonough. And it's a great story. This here, that's Basil. All right, you ready? Sit down, make yourself comfortable as we read our story. Basil the Branch. Once there was a beautiful grapevine. And on that vine lived a branch named Basil. There's Basil. One day, Basil started thinking, here I am, a branch on a grapevine, but look at me, no grapes. Does Basil look sad? No grapes for Basil. So Basil took a deep breath, wiggled his shoulders up and down. Can you wriggle your shoulders up and down? He focused all his energy on the end of his stalk and strained with all his might. Puff, 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 puff. Oh, look at him straining. He's straining so hard. Basil opened his eyes, looked down at the end of his stalk and saw nothing. All that straining didn't do anything for Basil. But Basil was not one to let things get him down. Obviously, I didn't try hard enough. If I try harder, if I work longer, I will produce a bunch of grapes, said Basil. He looks pretty sad. So Basil took 2 deep breaths, wiggled his shoulders. Can you wiggle your shoulders? Up and down, forwards and backwards. And he focused all his energy on the end of his stalk and strained with all his might. There we go again. Puff, puff, puff. Oh, there's Basil straining. Basil opened his eyes and looked down at the end of his stalk and saw nothing. Nothing. Not a single grape. But Basil refused to let things get him down. Obviously, I didn't try hard enough. If I try harder, if I work longer, I will produce a bunch of grapes. Poor Basil. So Basil took 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. Can you take 3 deep breaths? Wiggled his shoulders. Up and down, forwards and backwards, side to side. He clenched his teeth, focused all his energy on the end of his stalk and strained with all his might. Puff, 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 puff. Big puff. See how hard Basil's working? Basil opened his eyes, looked down at the end of his stalk and saw nothing, not even a sultana. Basil was down. Obviously, I didn't try hard enough. If only I'd tried harder. If only I'd worked longer, I would have produced a bunch of grapes. Look at how sad Basil looks. Hi, Basil. Oh, who's talking? Said a voice. Hi, Basil, said a voice. Basil looked over his shoulder to see who was interrupting his moment of despair. Who are you? Asked Basil. I am the vine, said the vine. And you are the branch. You can't produce grapes on your own. Stop straining and just stick with me. It's a nice looking vine. So Basil took a deep breath, wiggled his shoulders, and focused on the vine. When summer came, there on the end of his stalk was a beautiful bunch of grapes. See there? He's got some grapes now. The end. And that was Basil the branch. Did you like that story? That's a great story that teaches us that we can strain and strive and put in all this effort, but what God just says that what we need to do is trust Him. If we want to produce fruit in our lives, we need to trust Him. Does anyone know what the fruit is that the vine, the life of God in us produces, the fruit of the Spirit? Carrie, do you know? Why don't you come and share what the fruit of the Spirit is?
The fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
Very good. So if we want to produce those things in our lives, we don't need to strive and strain like Basil did, going to produce those grapes at the end of the branch. We just need to focus on the vine and trust Him, and He will produce fruit in our lives. So thank you for joining me today for Kids Story Time. We'll be back tomorrow with another story for you on these school holidays. So have a great day, kids. Bye.